Good morning. My name is Ralffriedrichs, and welcome to the Take Your Life Back Today show. We are here in Colonial Heights, Virginia, this beautiful morning at White Bank Park, which is a little park that's located right on the outskirts of Colonial Heights. I thought it would be nice to come down here. Today we're going to have a special guest. I spoke about him last week. His name is Henry Mart, and he's the individual that I met while we were moving. And for some reason I asked him about the helmet, and well, if you saw the video last week, you'll remember exactly, but just a quick intro on it. I had watched these two individuals just unloading the truck at the storage facility, and for some reason something came over me to ask if anyone rides a motorcycle. This one individual, his name is Henry, he answered yes he does, and I said, well, how would you like to have a helmet to go with your motorcycle, because I did purchase a helmet, but the helmet was an overkill for my scooter. So long story short, I found out through him that he needed a helmet so terribly. He fell off his motorcycle one time, almost killed himself, and from that point on, after we had that connection, and the title of that show was God Connects Two Strangers Through a Move and a Helmet, we have been communicating each and every day. I just felt I wanted to get Henry on the phone today for you to hear his voice, for him to possibly talk about his past story and where he's going in the future, and how he feels about God. Like I said, it's a beautiful day. God bless us with some sunshine, and in a few minutes I'm going to give Henry a call and you'll be able to hear him. Unfortunately, I do not have him here to get him on camera, but as soon as you hear his voice and you hear his story, it should give each and every one of you some sort of inspiration for hope. Remember, this is Compassion Weekend. Every month there's one weekend designated for compassion. It happens to be this month in June 2017 on the 10th and the 11th. I just finished on all social media a whole week of posting of empathy quotes and empathy short stories, because it was Empathy Week in the world. And I hope to God that you take this opportunity this weekend to display some compassion towards anyone and everyone you run into in life. Remember this, that smiles are contagious as much as positivity is contagious. And we all know that when you're around negative people, you become negative. So show some compassion, show empathy, and start that way. I'm going to stop the video right now to get Henry Mart on the phone. He'll be talking to us live directly from the Bronx, New York. So I'm going to shut it off, and we'll try to get a hold of him right now. Okay, I am dialing Henry now. Hopefully he'll be picking up the phone. We are on the 5th ring. He does work for a moving company, so he tries to get some sleep here and there. So I'm hoping we'll catch him.
Hello?
Hello, Henry.
Yeah. Ralf, how you doing?
Good, Henry. You're on the air right now.
Oh, good morning, people. Good morning to you, Ralf.
Good morning. So I just gave an intro, 2.5 minute intro on how we met, and pretty much what I think what everybody's looking forward to is to hear your story. And I do apologize that we made it a little earlier than we had planned, but unfortunately, unforeseen things had happened. But I think you can shed a lot of light on giving people hope, showing people compassion in life with maybe some of your background and your story. And if there's anything I can ask you, I will. So I'm going to give you the mic for a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead, Henry. You're on the air.
Okay. Well, I want to begin with, telling everyone that goodness does exist. It still continues to exist, and unfortunately, goodness doesn't exist with everyone. And that's really what saddens me, because I've lived life, dealing with hardships with real nasty people. But I've also had hope, hope on the other end. I guess, the touch from God telling me, not everyone is rotten the way you think they are. And that really has it's really did a lot for me, knowing that there's still good in the world, And even when you give, you give and you're positive, you feel that positivity taking over, like almost like, you know, you gave something and you felt like you got something real right back. Not materialistically, but you feel that wonderful vibe. And I noticed it with Ralph. You know, we were in a storage room, and there was this vibe. I felt like I found jackpot. But it wasn't around us. It wasn't around us. It wasn't materialistic jackpot. It was just, you know, in the way that we spoke positively. You know, he said things that really, you know, made me real. It made me realize things that I have encountered too. So I said, this guy's like a long lost brother, you know, in a different body or something.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. And you know, we spoke. He spoke such wonderful things about God. It could almost relate to anything, you know. And we spoke, and I noticed that he offered me a helmet, and that's what got me, because I said, wow, like, you know, this is really something, because a lot of people, even before he offered me the helmet, a lot of people really been concerned with me riding my bicycle. You know, even trying to get to a motorcycle, because I told them I'm going to get a motorcycle pretty soon. And they said, oh, you know, Henry, you're like Johnny Dangerous. You know, you don't fear, you know, crashes or hurt or anything. You need a helmet, they told me. You need a helmet. And then recently, my sister told me she had a dream that I got into a bike accident. And I said to myself, isn't it weird, or isn't it real weird that I meet this guy, this a genuine, positive guy, Ralph, and he offers me a helmet. That's what really made me, like, it shocked me, because I feel like the Lord was reminding me, remember the dream? Your sister said you were in an accident, a very terrible accident, where she said you had died in the dream. And I said, wow, this is so amazing. And he comes out of nowhere to offer me that helmet. What are the odds of that? Could have been a cape, could have been boots. No, a helmet.
That was God at work.
Yes, I totally agree. There's no doubt about it. You know, and you know, they say that God works in mysterious ways, and I do believe that. You know, there are times where you could be hungry, you know, and what would literally possess someone to come out of nowhere and offer you food, which I have also noticed in the past too. You know, like, well, how does this person know that I'm hungry, that I don't have money to buy food, you know? What made them do that? And it's miracles like that, you know, that surround people who can really relate. Some will just try to make an excuse and be like, no, it's just a figure of your imagination. It's a coincidence, a quote-unquote coincidence. I say no. You know, you still have to get to know the way the Lord works when He loves you, He cares to you. He knows, you know, He knows you're struggling. You still have yet to know these little miracles that intervene here and there, so you can count your blessings, you know. And that's the way I see it.
And you know what, Henry? Last week, as you know, I stood in front of our Baptist church and I did a video about our encounter, and it was called God Connects Two Strangers Through a Move in a Helmet. And it just goes to show you, and I believe there was one line that I said, through God, anything and everything is possible. And today's title of this show that I wanted to do with you, because I wanted people to hear your voice, because they saw your picture a couple times, they heard me speaking of you, and I really do wish you were here to be on the video with me. But you know, the voice is better than nothing at all. Just to give you a backdrop here, I'm sitting in a park here in Colonia Heights, Virginia, and in the background is a lake, and you'll get to see this video later, Henry, when I produce it and get it on air. But the title of this movie is Two Complete Strangers Walking Different Paths in Life, but yet walking on the same path to paradise. And I truly believe that you and I have one goal in common. We might have a lot more goals in common, but the main goal, the main prize, the gold prize is to go to be with our Heavenly Father. And you and I, we both, I feel, just by listening to you many a times now, we faced some obstacles, some challenges, and you in particular, and if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to talk about it, but you faced, you know, the job situation, and look where you are right now. You're working again, and I truly believe that's because God help you through this. And you know, he might be working on your partner a little bit by making him a little easier on you, and then he might give you the strength to have more tolerance for him. And
I agree.
yeah, so, you know, if you want to jump in anytime, feel free. But I truly believe that God saw that you needed to still work. And you know what? You're good at what you do, and you're big and strong. And yeah, sometimes all of us humans, we get emotions, but those emotions shouldn't interfere with our daily lives. And I think God has given you another opportunity to make a wrong by not you, not him, but by two people maybe not having the same personalities, to make it right now and continue doing your job and making money and witnessing to people. You know, I said last week that that helmet, although without a helmet you're always going to be safe with God, but with that helmet you're even safer to get to the people to talk about God, to talk about positive things. And I just want to remind each and every one out there, including you, Henry, and I think I sent that to you this morning, this weekend, June 10th and 11th is Compassion Weekend. Every month of every year, there's one weekend per month. So I ask each and every one of you, including you and including myself and my wife, is to display a little compassion to someone that we run into. What do you think, Henry?
I believe in that. I believe this has been a calling that's been like, it's been out there for so long, you know. And I'm glad that you're talking about being compassionate and, you know, and really, like, you know, encouraging people to do this once again. You know, it's not like, you know, you have to be doing this for the rest of the year, because I noticed also, you know, not to jump off topic, but I've noticed, you know, look at the holidays. I tend to look at the holidays. I look at Christmas. I look at Thanksgiving. I look at all these holidays that instills positivity in people to do what's right. So I said to myself, no wonder no wonder there's a lot of negativity going on, because once in a year you're meant to actually do something positive. It would, you know, it would be better if maybe there was Thanksgiving every day, you know, or Christmas every day. But I see, okay, you're only doing this one time out of the year. It would be best if we actually were encouraged to do this almost all the time. Do as much as we can throughout the year. You know, like I say, like Thanksgiving, and tell me, well, Henry, what do you think about Thanksgiving? I said, Thanksgiving should be every day. You know, and you're given another day, like you told me, you're given 86 seconds, I think, within a day.
Yep,
you know,
it's 86
You're not, right, you're not promised tomorrow.
No.
Thanksgiving should actually be every day. You know, when you count your blessings, that's your Thanksgiving happening right there and then. And some people don't even see it.
I mean, take those words and reverse them. It's to give thanks. To give thanks is Thanksgiving. You are giving thanks. And you know what? Honestly, it doesn't hurt to smile for a stranger. Smiles are contagious. Compassion is contagious. Positivity is contagious. As you know, Henry, I just finished a complete week of Empathy Week. I went 7 days of posting empathy quotes, empathy short stories, and yeah, it took a lot of work to do that, because as you know, I do it 3 times a day, and it splits my day up between all the other challenges you face in life. But I just hope that I reach one person out there somewhere in the social media, somewhere in the YouTube channel, that's going to say, hey, if this guy can be so positive, if Henry can be so positive each and every day, what in the world is, maybe I'm behind on bills, so what? Maybe I'm facing some medical situations, so what? But here's the thing, you can still be behind in bills, you can still face those medical bill situations, and you can be negative about it, and you're going to feel probably worse, or you can turn it around, turn that frown upside down, or right side up, I should say, and be positive about it, and maybe, just maybe, people like Henry out of nowhere get a gift that came out of nowhere. And if you are positive, like Henry probably was that day I met him, I didn't know him from a hole in the wall, but he probably came to me positive, and at that point somehow God said, ask that question. And this is what can happen to each and every one of us each and every day. You never know what good could come out of a day unless you tackle that day with a positive attitude. Right, Henry?
Yes, that's true. That is true.
So,
and I noticed too, you know, being like negative, it's never really I've never really made it being a negative person, because when I was ignorant, I used to do, I did negative things. I'm not saying I'm insane, but
Of course.
I noticed right when I did something negative, something bad would happen.
Yep.
And I don't know if that was the Lord's way of correcting me. It did say in the scriptures, blessed whom the Lord corrected as a father would with a child. And I said, out of all these other times where I could be walking, and there's nothing in the way, and I'm walking perfectly fine on the ground, I just trip out of nowhere. And I'm like, oh man, I guess the Lord,
Yeah,
the Lord is getting back at me. Like, you see, you did wrong. You did this to this person. Now look, you're gonna trip off the most minuscule pebble there is here.
That's right.
And I'm like, where did that come from?
But that's God just sending you a message saying, hey, listen, I'm still the boss around here. I can let you know that anytime, any place, I'm gonna make you trip over that pebble. And you know what? Remember you and I talked about the paper doll effect where we all connected somehow with each other? Well, I have noticed, Henry, that, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but in the last week you've been posting a lot of stories and positive things on Facebook. Am I imagining that, or is that an increase you just generated?
You're right. I have been, I've been posting a lot of positivity, positive encouragement for people because I feel like, I don't have, a loudspeaker or a microphone to really reach out, so I use social media to reach out to other people.
And it works, but that's that paper doll effect that you and I spoke about, because I personally feel somehow when we connected, that gave you the inspiration to do that. And I think that now you're going to connect somewhere in life during one of your moving trips or whatever, and there's going to be somebody else affected by your positivity. And I will say this to my audience. I'm going to be going to New York June 24th, 5th, and leaving on the 26th. If we can make it happen, Henry, we're going to have to try to meet up for a half an hour and do a video on camera together so that the audience get to see who you look like. I didn't want to give out your Facebook information to anyone. But if you want to do that, they can connect with you on Facebook. Right now, that's the only way that I know that people can connect with you. But maybe eventually you want to create like a YouTube channel or even a blog or something, because you're very intelligent. You speak of God with passion, and I think that somewhere someone out there could utilize your wisdom.
I agree, and I'm available to actually be, to be open, like I remember you told me, you said, Henry, empathy. You're like, and that kept ringing in my mind. I was like, you said empathy. You kept giving me a lot of information on empathy, and I'm like, you know what, empathy. I've noticed empathy before, and that says something about you when you are susceptible to empathy. It says something about your spirit, because I noticed, people would be hurt, and for some reason, here I am. I don't know if this is fear. Here I am, crazy as I am. I like doing stunts, and I've been in almost a lot of accidents, and I've walked away from broken bones and things like that, things that'll make people cringe. But then the thing is, if it happens to someone else, I'm over here I'm cringing myself, and I'm like, what is that? Like, I get hurt, and I don't cringe when I get hurt, but when I see other people hurt, I cringe. Like, I feel what they're feeling.
Well, that is definitely the empathy in you, and I do know that you're on Facebook. Do you want me to tell people your full name, or you prefer to leave that?
Yes.
Okay, because people can instant message you for even wisdom or even just to talk, because I do believe in the paper doll. So his name is Henry, so everybody knows how to spell that, and the last name is Marte, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, listen, we've gone into 17 minutes, and I do need to close this up only because by the time I splice it all. But let me ask you this: do you want to lead us in a closing prayer?
Yes.
Okay.
I would love to.
Go ahead.
Yes, Father, Lord, I pray that you, with all your strength and your love, you come together and you unite our spirit in unison with yours, Father Almighty. I pray that you may give to each and every one of us the understanding that you understood when your Lord has walked on this earth, you know, teaching us this special and sacred compassion and wisdom that only you have, oh Lord. And with that wisdom, that it can multiply and encourage so many other people to wake up, you know, to wake up before it's too late. Because, Lord, I know that you contacted me a few times and you told me, stay away from the evil crowd, I'm coming soon. Blessed are those who watch at my gates. And it really should be something for other people to wake up and do what's right. Because as you said before, Lord, you know, there is no committing myself to righteousness in the grave. And so I pray to you, O Lord, that you bless everyone and you give them that true love, that true unique love that only you can give, that only you understand, O Lord. Amen.
Amen. So here, Henry, this is where we depart for now. Just so everybody knows, including you, Henry, this will be on sometime this afternoon. I really wish you would have been here with me, but in heart,
I would have loved to.
yeah, in heart and by voice, you are here today, and we really need to try to make it happen while I'm up in New York for that wedding at the end of this month.
Yeah.
To try to meet somewhere. I know you're in the Bronx, and I'm all the way out in Long Island, but I know the wedding's going to be in Woodbury, so maybe I can get a little closer to where you are, and we can meet. Even if we just meet at the train station where you can hop back on the train and head back to the Bronx, we'll figure out something from now until then.
Okay.
And I just want to say thank you for coming on our show, and I do know that somewhere,
You're welcome, my brother.
yeah, someone somewhere out there is going to benefit from your testimony, and thank you so much for that that beautiful prayer. And I'll let you say your closing remarks to anyone, and we'll get you going.
Yes.
Okay, so this is Henry Marte. Is that how you pronounce it, with a T at the end, or is it Henry Marte?
Henry Marte, yes.
That's what I thought. Henry Marte. You can find him on Facebook. He's got a real good profile picture with a gangster-looking hat. He is a gangster of God. He will strong-arm you if you run from God, so be careful. All right, Henry, I got to close the shop up for today. I will get in touch with you during this afternoon. I'll write to you, okay?
Okay, Ralph. Thank you so much. God bless you.
God bless you, Henry. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Okay, so that was Henry. We got to close up now. Powerful testimony by Henry. More importantly, more powerful prayer. Remember the power of prayer. Through God, everything is possible. Through prayer, you'll get somewhere. And remember this. Call me at 844-405-HELP, and together you and I will help you take your life back. And may God bless you.